Teddy Wing 86 live in Taiwan. We are in Meinong, or is it Meilong? Something like that. We are chilling at a pottery place. Just my kids are inside doing their pottery stuff. I'm here sitting with my, I got my shan shui milk tea, drinking it in the Chinese New Year time. You know, just because it's Chinese New Year's, it doesn't mean you have to show up. A lot of people leave this island, and I don't think they leave this island because some people just want to get away from everything and everyone in this island. So they get away. They kind of take an airplane and they fly as far as they can just to spend time with the few people that really matter to them. I think that's why they leave the island, you know. I love this milk tea stuff, man. I've been drinking it every day. Dude, my health is so bad. I know that's my #1 resolution, is just to fix my health. I probably have to like do some content in the gym where I talk, because otherwise I don't know how I can stay in the gym for that long and talk when I just don't know, bro. If I spend 2 hours in the gym, it's like, what am I gonna do for 2 hours? Listening to an audiobook? Well, like, put on a sci-fi fantasy listening experience for 2 hours, bro? So, I've got my tea here. I'm really thirsty. We just had some ban tiao. It's like ban tiao mian. So as y'all know, I'm Chinese. I prefer Taiwanese, but I know that my ancestors are from Chinese. Many generations ago, my great-greats came over from China, probably from a boat, got off the boat or plane or whatever, and they settled down here, you know. Let's drink that. Cheers to that, guys. To Happy New Year's, Happy Chinese New Year's. And I don't care if you don't believe in that word, but Happy Chinese New Year's, okay? Not Happy Lunar New Year's, all right? We're celebrating Chinese New Year's right now in Taiwan. Let's go. Oh yeah. Not bad. It's what it is. You know, for as long as I can remember, I always came back. My family, or just Taiwan in general, we have strong familial connections, ties. So we've been close for many generations now, my family. You know, it's good to have a lot of family around. The older I get, the more independent I become. The more I kind of close myself off from everyone. I mean, this has nothing to do with family or, you know, whatever, but I just tend to not want to associate or be a part of anything or anyone. You know, I used to go to church a lot. I used to go to small group one-on-ones a lot, but I've also distanced myself from the church. Everything, everyone. Man. I don't know why, you know. You can say I'm a loner. I'm the only person that I can trust. I tend to like to be alone, but I like to choose when to be alone. I don't like to be forced to be alone, like forced into not being alone or being alone. And this Chinese New Year's, I didn't really show up that much, you know. I kind of hid away, hiding. I don't like to be a part of crowds, whether or not they're small or big gatherings. I just don't like to be a part of a lot of people. I have a flexible 9 to 5, so I'm never at the mall. Whenever the mall is packed at around 6 p.m. rush hour, dinner time, I'm never there. If I'm eating, then I'm eating an early breakfast, brunch at like 11 a.m. when the mall opens. I might eat an early dinner, you know, right at 5 p.m. I might call a little bit before 5. I might get a to-go, a little to-go box action. some Thai food, some Thai town cuisine, which is, one of my favorite Thai places in Taiwan. They call it Wat Chen. One of my favorite places, man. It's always been consistently good. Service has always been great. And across the board in general, it's just very good. Let's have another drink. So, I think the biggest issue I'm dealing with right now is my health. So, I think that's going to be my only priority this year. But since I have to be at the gym so much, I might as well just make content at the gym. I don't know how I'm going to lug all this equipment around, but, I'll find a way, Here we go. What I love about tapioca balls, man, they're always sweet, dude. That's why you gotta get like either no sweet or the most unsweetened milk tea you can get, and then just add some tapioca balls. It just automatically sweetens it, But you don't have to show up, man, just because there are family obligations. It doesn't mean you have to show up. It'll be nice if you showed up, for these family things. I think it's good to show up. It's just I have been very, let's say, busy, okay? If I'm in a position where I'm happy to be a part of a gathering, then I'll show up. But in general in life, if I'm not where I'm proud of being, or if I am in a place in like actual life, daily life, where I'm not satisfied, I'm not going to show up, man. I don't care, how deep the pressure is familially, if that's a word, or how strong the obligations feel or look, or even how bad it looks if I don't show up. But I'm not in a place in my life where I can just show up anymore. A lot is riding on me utilizing every second of my free time, and having children and having, a wife, kids, a mother, and like 3 dogs, 2 birds, milk tea, It's very hard to find free time and get away. So I'm always envious of people who have kids, but their kids are grown up already, and so they're just chilling, But I'm never envious of single people, though. I'll tell you that. Like, I start imagining myself being envious of them, and then I think like, oh shoot, I would rather have kids than not have kids. So them being their age, I would never want to put myself in that position, where it's like, oh, I want to do something, so I'm not going to have kids. Like, that's the stupidest thing. I don't know how you can imagine that. Like, that is the stupidest, most retarded thing. If you meet somebody, you get along with her, let's say the girl, right, in my case. On paper, she's everything you want. In person, she's everything you want. Things happen, right? Conflicts arise. Unexpected problems happen. You deal with it. You made that choice. You have kids. And the kids are cute. The kids are difficult to deal with sometimes. But, dude, it's unspoken, and there's no reason, but it must be done. Like, you're not born into the world to just die. When you have kids, in a sense, you don't die, Your seeds live on. You don't just come here and just do whatever. You just leave without leaving a mark through your DNA. a lot of people leave their marks in other ways, but like unless you're like absolutely unnecessary, like absolutely unable to bear any children, then that's another situation, right? There are other ways to have children. You can have children through other people. That's just what it is. But a lot of people, they live selfish lives. They don't want to give up the quality of life they have now, albeit temporary, just to kind of have children and create beautiful life. Like, I don't know who does not or would not love to have children, you know? It's like they think like raising children is just 100 years of, you know, raising kids. It's like not 100 years, bro. It's like 5 to 10 years of their life, and then they're just independent. They just don't get it. Oh man. I would love to show up to more family events in Chinese New Year's. I am not in any position to take a break, which means I work through Chinese New Year's. I don't take a break on Chinese New Year's. You know, on any holidays, I don't take a break. I tend not to like to go out, but it's different because it is family time. But family time is limited to my belief in whether or not now is the time to take a break. So maybe later in time, hopefully in, I don't know what, it's March. It's almost March, it's like halfway through February. I think when things are better, I tend to like to be a part of these family things. I do like family. I appreciate them. And it's always good to see them, you know. I know that like there's stereotypes, right? It's like, oh, you know, what are you doing? It's like, honestly, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. It's just like the intention of asking the question more than the actual substance of the question, because let's be honest, like you don't really care, right? Whenever you ask someone like, how are you doing? Like you're just like, hey, I appreciate you. Like that's basically what you're saying, you know? I acknowledge you. So take that for what it is. So what does showing up mean? You know, you can show up for like through FaceTime. You can show up like in person. You don't have to show up in the flesh per se. You can show up through other people. You know, taking these money-filled red envelopes to people. That's one way to do it. All right. It's warming up, man. It's so hot. It's only like February. There's going to be a couple of cold fronts until May, and then it's going to be summer until November. There's really only like 2 seasons in Taiwan, you know? There's summer and winter. And in between, there's like a week of each. Like a week of spring here, a week of fall here. And then it's just like straight into the next season. But most of it's summer, though. There is 6 months of summer, like 2 months of winter. Well, that leaves 4 more months. I don't know. Spring, yeah, sure, spring, give or take, and fall. This is my favorite drink, by the way. Usually you call this like Hong Cha Natie, like red tea, red or black tea, latte. Usually it consists of milk, red or black tea, and bubbles or tapiocas. balls, black balls. But now they have like different colored balls now. They got like rainbow colored. They got like those clear color ones in Milk Shop. If you know what Milk Shop is, it's like a, you know, they have bubble tea franchises in this place all over, man. It's crazy. So yeah, you don't have to show up per se, but you know, you got to be at a time in your life where like you absolutely know you are unable to show up, you know, which is like in the position that I'm at right now. Like I cannot show up for anything or anyone right now. So it's what it is, man. And it's okay to wish people happy Chinese New Year's. You know, don't let people say, hey, you know, that's not politically correct. It's not inclusive to other Asians. Like, no, like, screw that, bro. Happy Chinese New Year's, man. All right? It's okay to wish that. Even to non-Chinese people, that's okay. And there's no sin in that, all right? A Lunar New Year, that's a different thing, man. That's like a different, you can't even, just don't group them all together. You know, like, don't start grouping. Like, look, this is what I hate, right? People who start grouping in Indians with like East Asians and just call them all Asians. It's like, bro, you know what you're doing, right? You know that there is a common, you know, there's a common like, there's a commonality or a common ancestry, right? Between the people who, you know, come from Thailand, Japan, Korea, the Han Chinese in Taiwan, like Cambodians, Laos, Vietnamese, like, dude, there's common ancestry there, right? And then you have like, yeah, there's common ancestry with like South Asians. You know, maybe call them South Asians instead of like Asians, because you can't put Indians and East Asians together in a category. It categorically does not make sense. Ancestrally does not make sense. So I could imagine like Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, who else? You know what I mean, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, you know? It's just what it is. Just one look and you know, like, oh, okay, yeah, I can, you know, I get it, you know? Same with the Middle East, you know, the Arabs. It's like we don't, like East Asians and Arabs, like you could tell, like automatically, right? But there's some parts though you cannot tell. In Kazakhstan, I've seen pictures, like little videos and shit. They look a little different in Kazakhstan. Like they kind of look, you know, they kind of look Arabic, but they kind of look Asian, like East Asian. So there are those places around, but you know, the exception does not define the rule. So you cannot definitively use that same stick of measurement across all these Asians as you can like with Kazakhstanis, you know, or however you say it. Woo! See that? Yeah. So, also, a triggering freaking word is like a jungle Asian. I can understand why people use that word. It's just, dude, it's very offensive. I mean, it sounds offensive, right? Call like jungle Asian, like it sounds like they freaking living in the jungles and shit. But like, I can see why they say that. It isn't a nice thing to say. Like the intention behind it is not. The intention behind it is not nice. I'll say that. Like usually, when it's used, like, oh yeah, yeah, man, you're a jungle Asian. You know, you eat with your hands, and you look like the Aboriginals of your country who still live in the fucking forests and jungles and shit, right? The intention is the issue, right? Not really like the word itself. You know, maybe if it was framed differently. Because there are like a lot of Aboriginals that do look a mix between South Asians and East Asians, right? So this is the whole thing with like darker skin Asians and light skin Asians. Like it's really an issue of like of class and respect. Like, if you don't have class, you're gonna call people jungle Asians, you know, because you're trying to say that they look like they belong in the jungle. Like, dude, bro. And it's about respect, you know, and there isn't no amount of money that can buy these two things. Like, you can't, look, you could be the richest motherfucker out there, and then you still will not be able to buy respect, you know, self-respect, respect for other people, also class, like being high class, you know, being like respectful, being noble to other people, you know, being a good human being, right? So I would rather just call people like, sure, you have like, and you know, I don't really like to say Southeast Asians because there's light-skinned Asians and dark-skinned Asians. I just like to say maybe that's a better categorization, you know. God bless Boba, bro. You know, Boba was invented like a few hours from here. Very nice. You know, Boba was invented in a city in Taiwan called Taichung. It's like in the middle of the island, on your way to Taipei. So, what is a jungle Asian? Jungle Asian. It's like a. It's like it seems like a derogatory term for darker skinned Asians who have facial features resembling Aboriginals in society, regardless if it's like, you know, New Zealand or Taiwan or anywhere else that looks kind of Polynesian and kind of Asian. I mean, that's my definition of it, at least, you know. A jungle Asian. But just because you have dark skin and you're Asian, it doesn't mean that you eat with your hands. Because there are dark skinned Asians that do not eat with their hands. But are there dark skinned Asians from Southeast Asians countries that don't eat with their hands? I don't know. I never lived in, and I don't consider Taiwan a Southeast Asian country, to be honest. I consider it, I mean, it's kind of ambiguous, right? It runs like a country, but it's like an ambiguous kind of zone where there's a whole history behind that, right? But might not get into the whole China-Taiwan issue because of how the algorithms work, which is kind of a drawback of social media. There's certain things you can't talk about, you know? I'll just say this, all right? The ROC is called the Republic of China. And we have preserved a lot of ancient culture, and you see that everywhere. If you're in Taiwan, you see a lot of ancient culture, man. Like, a lot of ancient Chinese culture is alive and well, you know, in Taiwan. There was modernization, but there's also like a respect and a preservation of ancient culture. So you have a lot of relics in different museums in Taiwan, and you know, right now everyone's kind of on vacation still, I think until next week. I think we're approaching the end of Chinese New Year's. I think it probably ended, or it's about to end. A lot of people are leaving, going back home this weekend, right? So I think on Monday everyone's going to start working. You know, my kids are in there playing. I think their school's still off. But I don't consider Taiwan Southeast Asia, bro. Like, I consider Taiwan just, man, I don't know what to call it, man. You know? The whole, like, unfinished civil war situation is still active, you know? And you can look that up yourself. I don't want to get into it because of, like, censorship reasons and stuff. You know what it is, how it is. But Taiwan is a place of freedom, bro. You're free just to be yourself, bro. You're free to... Of course, there are certain things you shouldn't talk about. just like there is in every country, you know, there are certain things, if you talk about, then it's gonna be probably dangerous for you, right? Even, I bet even in Taiwan that's the case too. Like there are certain topics you just should not and just shouldn't get close to or touch. I wouldn't be surprised, you know. I know in the US there is, in many countries, you know, don't want to say which, but I've kind of learned my lesson after being shadow banned and censored before on social media. I kind of like learned just to avoid certain topics just because like you don't want to repeat your mistakes, you know. So, good God. You know, I actually went to the original restaurant that invented boba milk tea, 春水堂 in Taichung. And my dog's in the car, so she's chilling. You can say hi to my dog if you want. You want to say hi to my dog?
Are you live?
No. No, I'm not live. But they can see her if they want. My dog here. Hey. Hello. There she is. Oh, she's so cute. I mean, hold on. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, no, no, no. Nom nom. Oh, name is Nom Nom.
Okay,
all right.
I need her paw.
Okay, so yeah. There you go. All right. So, speaking of tapioca balls, bobas or zhenzus, it's kind of like another name for like boobies, you know, zhenzu, boba, I mean boobies. Don't ask me that. I didn't make the rules, man. But we've always known that, dude. Nipples, like nipple milk tea. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why they made it that big either. Like it's the perfect size. Like it isn't too big where you're choking on it, but it's not too small to where you just swallow it. Bigger does not always mean better, you know? So when it comes to boobies, bigger boobs are not always better boobs. That's kind of like something that I learned too, you know, over the years. So just because you are well endowed up there doesn't mean that it's better per se, because I guess it's more about like the shape and also the texture. When I say texture, I mean like, you know, perhaps there's density, there's mass, there's volume, you know, so it's not about it isn't even about the shape, because if it's shapely and the texture is bad and it's, you know, it's too dense or it's too filled, it doesn't look, or, you know, it isn't really about the looks per se as it is about like the feel of it. You know, I don't want to put it too bluntly, but I'll just leave it there. You know, bigger is not always better. You know, it's really about, and the better is really, I mean, I don't want to get into it without being graphic, but there's a lot of different kinds. Like there's some that are like really big, and then it's like, well, you know, maybe it's all there is to it. And then there's other cases where, you know, the you know, size of it is great, but the feel of it is off. Whatever that means. I don't want to get into it though. All right. So, anyways, I think you know, boobs are boobs, and boobs deserve respect, whether or not they are big or small or they feel a certain way. You know, I think all boobs are created equal. It's just Bigger boobs are not always better boobs. And some people always think like, oh, you know, look at her. Like, I bet you're looking at her because her boobs are big. It's like, no. It isn't always about like what they look like. Because like when they move, you have to look at the physics of it. How is it moving? Is the whole thing jiggly? Okay, well then how is it jiggling? Okay. Is it jiggling in all directions? Is it jiggling just in one direction? Is it not even jiggling at all? It's just going up and down, which is bothersome because that means it does not look real, right? And what guys like me tend to value and prize is realism. You know, we want the real thing. We don't want counterfeit, right? Same thing with makeup, you know? Don't want a girl with too much makeup. Otherwise, we don't know what she looks like in the morning. We wake up and she's another person. It's like, holy crap, I didn't go home with you last night, did I? Holy shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you're a different person, dude. I might as well just went home, you know, with somewhat of my own sexual orientation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's weird, you know? Not orientation, but, you know, same sex. If you're not, I mean, look, if you're gay, that's fine. It works for you, but, you know, fill in the blank, right? Whatever you don't expect, you could kind of fill that in, right, with your imagination. So makeup is really, it's really good to accentuate your features, like shake what your mama gave you and stuff, but like shape what your mama gave you in terms of your facial features, in terms of your breasts, in terms of your hips, your ass, whatever. Dude, this is a really, I don't even know if like kids should listen to this, man. This is not for kids, bro. But bigger is not always better. And so whenever a girl sees you looking at another girl and says, oh, she probably has big boobs, you know, that's why I'm looking at her, it's like, dude, maybe I look at her because of her eyes or her face, her hair, her neck, her shoulders, her back, or, you know, her booty, her hips. If I don't know if I said that before, but you know, the hourglass figure, the legs. Like, there's a lot of reasons a guy looks at a girl. It isn't just because she has big boobs, right? Big boobs doesn't mean anything, okay? She can have small boobs that are very shapely and very nice. A lot of girls have small boobs that are really nice, right? The texture is great, right? But like, and then there's some girls with big boobs whose texture is not as good as someone with smaller boobs. And texture is everything, you know? Feel is everything, right? But look, this is not suitable for work or for children, so I'm just gonna chill here for that. Otherwise, you know, I'm just gonna end up sounding like a creep. And if I do that, then it's like, you know, it's just creepy, right? So I was looking at like a lot of these Sea Dance 2 videos, and these videos are like of, you know, Avengers with like fighting DC characters and fighting Goku from Dragon Ball, fighting like all this stuff, right? So I was watching these and I was, you know, I was shocked. Like, you know, they're making the stuff that we want to see, that, you know, Hollywood or the companies in Hollywood did not give us, right? So honestly, I've been very disappointed in terms of the IP franchise landscape. It's like, whether it's not being true to the books, or it's being true to the books but lecturing us with racial and societal grumbling, anchoring us in real life issues, and refusing to let us suspend our reality. Like, come on, give us a break, man. We watch movies and we play video games so we can escape from discussions about race and gender and society and history of the, you know, the human race on Earth, on this Earth. So it's just, when did our favorite franchises become tools for political and social influence? Like, when did that happen? It was like a gradual thing, man, wasn't it? Like, it started like with history, and then non-fiction, and then fiction, and then all forms of fiction in the modern day. Films, video games. TV shows, and now you just can't get away from it, man. Now it's social media also. It's like, bro, like, just give me a break. I want some brain rot. I want some AI slop. Just get this political shit away from me, bro. And so, part of the reason why, you know, C-Dance from ByteDance in China is blowing up is because these franchises, these IP companies ain't even giving us, like, ain't even giving the fans what they want. You know? It goes to show that copyright is a joke, man. In this age, everything needs to be built in the open, bro. Like, who cares about copyright now? No one cares. And if you care, then you got too much time on your hands, you know? Copyright. It's my right. It's my thing. Oh, it's my story. It's my book. It's my TV show. These are my characters. Dude, no one cares anymore, you know? You can sue them. And we're going to sue a whole country for creating AI that's better than your AI? Like, come on. Seriously. Be realistic, man. And all this fake outrage, you know? It's my IP, you know? Like, bro. You don't care. The money just ain't going into your pockets. That's what you care about. It's like, you really care about the fans when you've been giving them shit content for the last 10, 20 years? You really care about the fans? The people that watch your content the most, you really care about them? If you really cared about them, then you'd be giving them fucking golden nuggets every year for the last 10, 20 years. But you've been giving them shit. You've been giving them the worst content to watch. Like, they didn't ask for that. They wanted stories true to the books, true to the comics, the video games, you know, the movies, the TV shows. Like, you chose diversity, you chose gender, you chose, you know, racial situations in a priority, like in a hierarchy of priority above the storyline and all that shit. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? There are some shows, though, I'll tell you, that are very diverse in DEI that did really good, right? You got, like, Foundation from Apple TV. One of the best shows I've ever seen, right? Really good shit. At least the first couple seasons were really great, right? Extreme DEI, extreme wokeism, whatever you want to call it, diversity, but it did really good. It was a good show. So just because it's diverse and woke, it doesn't mean it's a bad show. It just means, like, there's just some shows that prioritize, like, if it's woke and it had a bad script, that's inexcusable, right? But if it's a good script and it's not woke, then it's still excusable. Like Lord of the Rings, right? Very homogenous for the most part. And it worked. It's so good, man. I'll watch it like 10, 20 times, you know? But like shit like Foundation, it stood out. Diamond in the rough. Very hard to find. Another one is Fallout. Like diversity and fucking gender shit. It had all that. But Fallout was a good show. Both seasons were really good. And diversity has nothing to do with quality, bro. I'm just saying the companies that like they want to just stuff it in your face and tell you how bad of a person you are if you don't accept that diversity. Like, oh, you have to accept it. You know? In your face diversity. And then you don't even know what the story is. Like, you have no idea what the storyline is anymore. It's like, it's just so stupid, bro. And there are lots of shows and movies like that. I would name them, but like, dude, let's focus on the positive ones. On the ones that are diverse and good, which are not many. But they're out there, you know? So, AI, dude, the only reason why AI is blowing up is because you haven't been doing your freaking job properly, man. You haven't been giving the people what they want. You fix that. Who cares? You know? Celebrate what they do with AI. Joe Blow in his basement. I use AI all the time. You know? Every day. It's the best thing since sliced bread, man. I'm telling you. AI is the best shit since sliced bread. IP is gone. No one cares anymore. People only care about distribution, like where you watch it, right? But you don't need a streaming service to show freaking AI content. You use social media to show it, right? Well, then the gatekeepers have changed. Social media is showing it. They are the new freaking streaming platforms, right? Because of AI. You can create original shows with original IP, with AI on these social media platforms, which are practically streaming platforms, right? Because what is a streaming platform? A platform where you load videos. And the videos you load don't have to be 3-hour epic movies, man. The videos you load can be 6 seconds, 12 seconds. Put them in a series, a playlist of 30, 100 videos. Now you have an entire series you can watch. Just keep scrolling. That's where we're at right now. With AI content and these AI drama farms, you can just create like freaking vertical AI video dramas indefinitely. Keep people hooked like those K-dramas, you know what I'm saying? But automated. Because you can just use AI and just kind of like, what AI is really good at is just regurgitating scripts. Not just scripts, regurgitating everything, right? Cinematography, characters, design, everything. So it's like infinite regurgitation in an infinite variety within the spectrum of human creativity. Dude, toast. These IP companies are toast, man. Because now anybody can create original IP. All they have to do is find somewhere to show it. Find people to show it to. And where do you show people? You show them on social media, you know? But I'm gonna do more streams in the gym. When I say streams, I mean like pre-recorded videos. Shit, I'm gonna have to do like a lot of them. If I'm doing them like different machines and stuff. Gotta like move the camera and stuff. It's gonna be really challenging, man. I mean, that's the only way, right? It was like, how do I spend like 2 hours in the gym a day, every day, man? That's crazy. So, that is, I think they brought it upon themselves, you know? I think this technology's been out there already. But they've just been hoarding it for themselves, you know, this AI technology. Now it's indistinguishable, man. You can get anybody fighting anybody from anywhere. And it looks like the characters from those very IP movies and shows. And you can't do anything about it. Oh, you can? All right, well, eventually it's going to be open source, and then anyone can just do it, you know, do it. And then what? Now you have like infinite IP from infinite copyright sources, reorganized in an infinite variety of ways within 16:9 frame. What are you going to do about it, man? You can't do shit. All you do, you know, just bitch and whine and moan and complain in your fucking basement. That's all you can do about it, bro. And the polar bears and the whatever bears and shit, the ice caps, the water, you don't care about the environment, man. You just care because you're going to lose your job. Ain't a fucking more bone in your body, bro. So, I don't want to hear about this like, I'm on a crusade, I'm the good guy, I'm anti-AI. No moral fucking bone in your body, you know? People who say that, at least. Like, you don't think I didn't put in the work, you know? Like, you don't think I put in the fucking work? Like, endless hours in the studio mixing oil, smelling the turpentine, the terpenoid, whatever, making oil paintings. You don't think I did that? I did that shit. I put the work in, man. Day in and day out. Solo exhibitions, a couple of group exhibitions, trying to make it. Didn't work for me. Social media, Tried that, it made it. Tried a lot of things, you know? Tried a lot of things. And now I'm still trying to make it, you know, because this space is getting disrupted right now. And me, myself, is getting disrupted. So it's like, yo, I got to keep up all the time. And I consider myself an artist, you know? I've put in the work. Sketchbooks to show it. I know what the hustle is, what the grind is, what blood, sweat, and tears looks like as a visual artist. So you can't say shit about, oh, I'm not a real artist, or, oh, I'm suddenly not an artist anymore because I use AI. Like, fuck. What the fuck are you talking about, man? You don't know shit. First of all, you ain't got a moral bone in your body. Number two, have you put in the work I put in? And being a real artist, whatever you want to call it? And number three, do you know art history? You know how every artist who's really made a breakthrough was not considered making art in his time? A lot of people complained, and these people were the elites, or the elite intellectuals who thought they knew best at the time, and they think that their perspective and their standards on what is and what isn't art, like, you think they knew better? You crazy? They didn't know better. They were just before their time. And the artists who were experimenting with these new tools and techniques and ways of making art, they were ahead of their time. Andy Warhol was ahead of his time. Takashi Murakami was ahead of his time. Picasso was ahead of his time. You know, Jeff Koons ahead of his time. Robert Rauschenberg ahead of his time. It's a lot of artists, man. I keep forgetting their names. And, you know, we studied so many artists growing up. The artist that did that urinal with that woman descending staircase thing, I forgot his name. He was ahead of his time. Nam June Pak ahead of his time. And if they pick up a new tool and use it, I mean, you can't stop technology. You can't stop a steamroller coming at you. You can't stop a tank coming at you full speed, man. You get run over. So Boba, booby milk tea. You know, I watched a movie called Amelie in high school. I think I was like old enough to watch it, but kind of violent in certain ways. Really good movie. French movie. Amelie, Amelie, Amelie. Really good movie. I saw it in the movie theater, and I don't like to watch foreign movies that much. And when I say foreign, I mean like any movie outside of the US would be like a foreign movie. If it's a foreign movie from a Western country, I have a hard time watching it because I automatically assume that everyone who's from the West speaks English fluently, like they do in Hollywood. And it's not like a racist prejudice thing. It's like I'm not used to that. Like, I'm not used to looking at Western movies, like characters not speak English. Like, I'm not used to that. You know? Yeah. So even if I watch like a movie from Norway or Spain or France, like it's dubbed in English, like it's really hard to watch for me because their mouth is moving differently. But like I thought AI solved that already. I don't know why like I'm not seeing that more often. You know, like with the whole auto AI lip sync dubbing thing. But it's got to be fixed. It's just hard to watch. I'm trying to think of like a foreign movie in the West that I really like. Troll. Okay, Troll was good. Troll was. There are exceptions, you know. But I automatically think they can speak English. I don't know why. So AI should have fixed that already. I don't know why it isn't. And when it comes to like the whole AI takeover, it's not about like whether or not AI has always been this, or it doesn't matter if AI has always been this good or if it's bad. It's really about how long it's been this good without everybody knowing about it. Because if you imagine, right, how long have they actually been using AI in the secret, underground? They didn't tell you they were using AI for certain scenes, and then this technology comes out from C-Dance, and then you think that like, oh, it's new. But you know, what if it's not new? What if it's a conspiracy? What if it's been around for a long time, but it's been used everywhere, and you didn't even know it was being used, but you watched it and you enjoyed it, and you didn't even know it was AI? Now that's the question. Do you hate AI because you're being told it is AI, or do you hate AI because it looks bad? Now there's a case for both. There is AI that sucks. There's AI slop. There's AI brain rot that exists. There is high quality AI brain rot where it takes a long time to make, but in the end it's brain rot because it doesn't teach you anything morally. It's only visual stimulation. And then there's like low quality AI brain rot slop, which is like took you 5 seconds to prompt, looks like shit. It happens, okay? But the question is not whether or not, hey, it's good or it's not good. It's like, how long has it been used and professionally in Hollywood or outside of that? Shows and movies. How long have they been using it and not telling you about it? You will never know. And people call it, you know, really good AI slop, which is retarded. Like, it's so stupid. Like, what? If it's good, why do you call it slop? Because you were told it's AI? Okay, well, what if you could tell? What if it's a good attempt by AI? And what if it's 100 times better than it was 3 months ago? You cannot make fun of us for saying it's going to get better every month. Because it is, and it will, and it has been. And you saying it's not, and it won't. Eat your fucking words, man. Eat your fucking words tomorrow. 'Cause I'm telling you, man, come tomorrow, your day is like, dude, whoever is hating on AI right now, man, your day is coming. Your days are numbered. Because one day, very soon, you're going to be eating your fucking words, man. There's going to be some AI shit out there that just looks so good. And it's going to like, dude, you can't even tell. Right now, you already cannot tell, like half the time, that it's AI for this C-Dance stuff. I'm telling you. Soon it's going to be 100%. I bet you it's going to be 100%. Like, fight AI all you want, but in the end, eat your fucking words, you know? Because it's coming. With music, it's over for music. Like, it's already doing that with music already. And this is called generative AI. It's got many developing tentacles. The music tentacle is already developed. The image tentacle, already developed. Now it's the moving image tentacle. And it is developing. And you are eating your words as we speak. And it's going to be over for you. You're going to be out of a job because instead of learning AI, you were bitching and moaning and shit. Complaining, protesting, holding up signs, posting GIFs, commenting, saying, leading other AI haters to hate AI even more. And then one day you wake up without a job. Because somebody who uses AI is kicking your ass. And you just didn't learn it because you were trying to become an influencer in the anti-AI space. Dude, how do you become an influencer in the anti-anything space, man? Speaking of like, AI taking jobs, never share how much money you make, period. no matter what job you have. Like, nobody in your life should know, like, cumulatively know exactly how much you make. Some people have a sneaky way of asking you, and they form sentences in ways where it makes you believe and think that they're not asking you how much money you're making, but they're asking how much money you're making. Just find a way to cleverly dodge it, all right? Never tell anybody how much money you're making, because it's only your business, all right? You never tell anyone, period. Period. I don't care how nicely they're asking you, you just don't tell them. I just say, oh, you know, the pay's all right. And then don't even tell them what all right means. That very word, only you deserve to know. And it is only your right to know. And you are not obligated under any obligation to tell anybody. And under nobody's right is it for them to know exactly how much you make. Like, just never tell them. Always keep it a secret. And if you can count how much money you have, then you're poor. So, I'm very poor, I'll admit, right? But it's about the principle, okay? It is not about being honest about how much you make, because you should never be honest about it. It's really about the principle. The idea behind being private about the way things are going, right? You can tell them, hey, they're going fine. Things are going great. But no one should ever know exactly how it's going. Like, I could tell you my situation is really bad. I can tell you that. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's not as bad as I make it out to be, you know? So, not only should you never tell people how much you make, but you just shouldn't even tell people, like, how exactly you're doing. You know? Just like, hey, just look at me. How do I look? You know, like, how am I acting right now? Woo, damn. Was that a Harley or something? Damn. That thing was blasted. It's the principle, the intent. You know, behind asking you. It's like, I wonder how much you make. How much do you make? And there are many ways to mask the question. But that's only a topic between you and yourself. And speaking of getting paid, you know, I was going to get into politics for a while, you know, because I have a very strong political opinions. I would say, if I watch a lot of media on social media, like news and shit, I'm pretty conservative. And I'm a Christian. So am I based? Well, what if I don't agree with everything this Christian says about the Bible? Or that Christian? What if I don't see eye to eye with everything this conservative sees eye to eye with on this issue? So am I on the left? Am I liberal? So I say I align with myself. I don't like labels. I think it's stupid to put a label on yourself. Say, oh, I'm right or left, or I'm conservative, or I'm liberal. Like, dude, I'm Teddy Wang. I believe what I believe. And it's none of your fucking business why I believe in what I believe. It's just the way it is. It's just how I believe things. It's no one's business. It's just what I believe. Like, how can you say that, like, I shouldn't believe that? Or I'm like a racist, bigoted, you know, like a racist, bigoted, transphobic, homophobic, whatever phobic. All those words that people, like Nazi or whatever, like all these words that people use to describe other people. It's like, what? Why did you assume I was all those things? I'm not saying me, but I'm saying like a lot of people in the media, social media, whatever, influencers, politicians, they get labeled these things. It's like, wait, he's not really that, bro. He just has a different opinion on that issue, man. You don't have to call them names and shit, you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't like to be called either side. I don't like labels. I just like to be Teddy Wang. I believe what I believe, you know? Damn, I've been here for 1 hour, man. Shit. But politics does not pay. One of the reasons why I never got into politics is, how do you get paid, man? You're getting banned all the time. Debanked, shadow banned, kicked off of that app. Can't withdraw money. Can't get on the airplane. Can't get into this club, that club. Bro, how do you get banned outside of social media for what you believe and tell people on social media? This is because politics doesn't pay, man. Everyone gets offended by your political opinion in one way or another. If they agree with you, they'll be offended by people who don't agree with you. If they don't agree with you, they'll be offended by what you said. So there really is no way to win in the game of politics. You know, like, you can get called every name under the sun. Every insult that people throw at you because, like, you know, this phobia, that phobic, this phobic, toxic this, and it just doesn't matter at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you are or are not those things. The point is, just don't talk about those things, you know? Like, just try not to tell people what your politics is. Just be very private about that, and just, because once you make it public, then it's like, dude, you have like a follower base that just follows you for that stuff. And then it's like, well, those opinions might get me banned, you know? Might get me shadow banned. What happens when you're shadow banned? You lose all your money, brands stop working with you, you know? Nobody visits your profile, you don't get paid, you lose your sponsorships. It's like, dude, politics does not pay, so don't talk about politics. Just say, hey, I'm a conservative on certain issues, I'm a liberal on certain issues, and I am neither on certain issues. Be as ambiguous as you possibly can. You know, even as a Christian, like, I don't even see eye to eye with a lot of these Christians. Like, I think Christianity and religion is just a relationship between you and God. You know, you should not ever have to answer to, like, freaking anybody for your religion. Like, no one has the right to judge you on whether or not you're being a good or bad Christian, on whether or not you're being a loyal or disloyal follower of Christ. Dude, that is your business. You cannot put words in my mouth whether or not I'm a good Christian, or, you know, whether or not I'm believing in God or something. Like, that's between me and God. That's none of your fucking business. Like, I can't stand when people, like, you know what I'm saying? Damn. I'm almost done. I've been drinking this thing for like 1 hour, man. Holy shit. But, like, that's one of my pet peeves, right? Is like, yo, don't tell me what I am or am not. Like, you don't know that. I know that. And whether or not I am or am not, it is my business, and it is none of your business. So stay out of my business. You know? None of your business. Like, people just need to just not care so much about what's going on outside of them. Like, that's under my control. It's not under your control. So, if that's something you're going through, you know, people are saying this or that about you. I get a lot of hate comments. Like, I don't care. You know, anti-AI hate comments, or like, you know, you're doing this to my country or whatever because of my little baby name videos. It's like, dude, it's social media, man. Just suspend your reality and just let go. Do what makes you happy. Make the jokes you find funny that make you laugh too. Laugh with each other, you know. We never had an issue with the whole race thing, you know. Back in Plano, Texas, we all got along. No one cared, man. I don't know why people all of a sudden care about these things, like race and gender. Like, that did not happen until I was, I think, 18 and 19. That's when it started happening, man. I remember it very clearly. Now I'm like, what, 24 years later, it's full blown. Everything's about race, everything's about gender and sex. It's just clown world. Upside down. Left is right, black is white. So, what does it mean to be a content creator though, today? How do you navigate this space, man? Everyone's offended about everything. It's just keep your feet grounded wherever you are, and at least that's what I try to do. Is just be true to myself, and know what I stand for, know what my beliefs are, my principles are, and don't share them with anybody. Like, there's certain things, beliefs, principles that I only keep to myself, and you should also only keep certain things to yourself. And so my son's coming right now. You're gonna see my son really soon. Hey, honey. Yeah, baby. Come on. Oh, I'm almost done here. You wanna say hi?
Hi.
This is my son here.
You.
It's my son Eden. Hey, Eden, say hi.
Hi.
He's so handsome.
Yeah.
He's so cute. I love him so much.
Yeah. Don't catch me.
Sorry, I love you so much. I just wanna.
你会传染我呢。
Sorry, I just want everyone to know how much I love you, baby. You see? Everyone says he looks like me. Does he look like me? Let me see. Let me see his face. His handsome face. Does he look like me? Okay, go. I'm coming, okay? Just give me like a few more minutes, all right? I could go. Okay. Don't bite me, because I love you. Go. I'll see you soon, okay? In like 1 or 2 minutes. So, that's my son. I kiss him all the time, you know? He's just a little handsome. He's my world. So, I used to not want to show my kids on social media, but hopefully I'll not regret it. Kids grow up, kids change. Physically, facially, hopefully they grow up normal, happy, healthy, so I'm happy and healthy. I think they affect me literally, directly. My health, my mind. But hey, I gotta go. I do want to show you my daughter though. My daughter's coming, so, she's like 4 years old. My son is 5 years old. Hey, honey. Ocean. Yeah, sure. Ocean, come here. You want to say hi? Come here, Ocean. You want to say hi? I know. I'm coming. Ocean, come say hi, and then I got to jump off, so. Come say hi. This is my daughter, Ocean. You see? Look at that face. How do you say no to that face?
Hello.
Yeah, hello, right? Hello. Mwah. Give her a big kiss. Say, I love you, Ocean.
I love you.
Say, I love you, Daddy. Yeah. So these are my little worlds here. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna jump off. My kid's doing this like pottery thing, and I gotta see what they did. They like created some kind of pottery. All right, bye. Say bye.
Bye.